Well, good evening and happy Sunday night, everybody. We're going through the forecast, tracking a cold front, and hope everyone had a wonderful weekend. If you have any questions about the front tonight, which we'll dive into in just a bit, and rain tomorrow, if you're traveling anywhere across the state tomorrow or even the next couple days, feel free to shoot me a message in the comments or leave a comment down below as we go through the forecast. 91 was the high today, as you can take a look. It was incredibly hot this afternoon and about 10 degrees above the October average. Just want to make sure my audio is working a-okay on this Sunday night, and it sounds like it is working just fine. Okay, hello John and hello Delia. Love the cold weather. I wish we had some snow. No, well, you know, South Texas does not usually get that, unfortunately. If we do, and again, that's rare, it's, you know, sometime in January and February, where our temperatures usually trend down to the coolest in that time of year. But we're still in October, and it's still hot. And as you can see, it was extremely hot today. 91, average is 82. And we are just 6 degrees away from the 1933 record, which stays in place on this Sunday at 97 degrees. Sundown was at 7:02 today, and days are getting shorter. But again, we have front on the way, and if you do have plans to head out early tomorrow morning, know what to pack. I would say an umbrella. I would say maybe a jacket because it's going to be breezy tomorrow morning and somewhat cooler. I say that because, you know, our morning low will bottom out around 67 to 68 in San Antonio, so that's not exactly cold. It's just kind of mild. But it will be breezy, and the high temperature only goes to about 73 tomorrow afternoon. So we'll actually likely hit our high temperature sometime in the overnight, so I'll have to fix this graphic, but we'll likely stay in the 60s all day tomorrow. Then you add in gusty winds up to 15, 25 miles an hour, and then some morning rain. It's going to make for kind of a different setup, right? We don't usually see this kind of weather, but thankfully, you know, cold fronts start to roll in this time of year, and that's going to, you know, touch off a different pattern. As you can see tomorrow for the school bus forecast, I mean, I would say maybe a jacket. If you want, maybe a sweater, because by tomorrow afternoon, it will still be cool, it will be breezy, and it will be somewhat pleasant. And it'll be nice because it's a different change here in San Antonio because it's just been hot the last several days. So take a look at this. This just shows you at a glance on what to expect. The tale of two seasons. 91 was the high today. It was hot, it was humid, it was sunny. So sunglasses and shorts would have been perfect today. But a lot different for tomorrow. Tomorrow's high should be around 73, and that'll likely happen sometime around sunrise tomorrow, because I do think as the front pushes farther south by tomorrow morning and tomorrow noon, that's just going to help trend down temperatures even more. So I think by 4 and 5 p.m. we'll be right around 70, and I do think 73 will be our highest temperature, and most likely occurring in the morning. Right now, though, it's humid, it's warm, it's 83 degrees, guys. We have a mostly clear sky. Humidity is up, unfortunately, but that's good because it's setting up the stage for some rain overnight. And we'll take a look at radar in just a bit, but it is humid. Winds are from the southeast from the Gulf of Mexico. And if you look very closely, I'll zoom in and show you what we got. So winds in San Antonio, you can see off that southeast direction. But if you look to the north, there is a north to northeast wind pushing through Fredericksburg and Gillespie County. That is the leading edge of the cooler and drier air. Now, it's going to take its time moving here. We're not expecting it to move through San Antonio probably for the next few hours, if not after midnight. So it'll be a while. But at least it's going to move through, and that's what we're forecasting for. 83 right now in San Antonio, 73 in Fredericksburg, so a pretty good difference in temperature from Bexar County to Gillespie County, almost a 10-degree swing from Bexar County to that region of the hill country. And here is the front. Look at this right here. I'll just zoom in and show you what we got. Behind the frontal boundary, it's 51 in Amarillo. That feels nice. 68 in Dallas and Fort Worth. We have 50 in Albuquerque and New Mexico. So you can see the higher elevations in the mountains of New Mexico and into Colorado. That's where it's really cold for October, right? But ahead of the front, yeah, we have a lot of humidity, a lot of warmth. It's interesting to see the gradient in temperature from the coastal bend, from South Texas, from Corpus Christi, Houston, San Antonio, 80s, right? And then you can go farther north, you run into the cold front, and then behind the boundary, nice, cooler, and more fall-like air is on the way. And again, that's going to push through later on tonight into early Monday morning. So tonight's forecast, if you have any plans to head out, or if you're driving out, if you have any friends or family on the roads this evening, it should be fine. it should be mostly dry in the city. But if you are traveling towards the hill country, like for example towards Fredericksburg, Kerrville, you may run into a stray shower, maybe an isolated storm, but the coverage of rain should hold off for San Antonio until tomorrow morning, I would say around 4, 5, and 6 a.m. And you'll see the radar right now a little busy. I'm going to take you farther north where the boundary is moving through, pretty much through the Concho Valley, San Angelo, and then almost into the northern hill country. And what that's doing is providing lift, right? I mean, the frontal boundary itself, it's a cooler air mass, cooler air sinks, and then of course you have very warm, humid air here in South Texas. And what we're going to do is kind of overrun that cooler air mass, and that's what produces rain. It lifts up into the atmosphere and it gets rain going. So you'll notice as I stop the clock in just a second, right there, I would say near I-35, southeast of Johnson City, Blanco County, and over Comal County, there's some rain out there, nothing severe. Let me see if this is generating any rainfall, I mean at least any lightning. So here's lightning tracker, you can't see it very well, but this downpour near Dripping Springs, Wimberley, and over Buda and I-35, that is some rain associated with the leading edge of the frontal boundary. It's a little bit farther ahead, but that is some rain out near Cedar Creek, and then we go farther north into the boundary itself, farther into Mason County, and then near Brady, Lampasas, and then also into the northern half of the hill country, and also into the Concho Valley in central Texas. That's where rain is more abundant, right? So out near Brownwood, east of San Angelo is dry, but around central Texas, more of a favorable environment, more conducive conditions, and that's helped to touch off rain. But back here at home in San Antonio, it is quiet. This is all clutter on the radar in San Antonio. And most areas are dry, but if you're traveling on I-35 in the next half hour, if you have friends or family traveling from San Marcos to Austin, they may run into some rain as this activity kind of moves to the north. As a outflow kind of moves farther south, you can see by that line on radar, that green line right there, just north of New Braunfels, right at that. And some of that activity is moving north, but as the front sinks farther south, that's going to generate more rain overnight into the midnight hour and then also into early Monday morning. So that is it for radar, and here is the setup. It is very humid outside. You can actually kind of see some drier air starting to filter into Kerrville and Fredericksburg, but not, a huge contrast or a stark difference in dew points. But you go up farther north, the air is a lot drier. It's actually behind and deep behind the cold air mass itself. But in South Texas, it is very, very humid, and that is fuel in the tank for some rain tomorrow morning. So the higher the dew point, the better chance I do think we'll see good rain chance and scattered showers tomorrow morning. So here's the timeline. We'll walk you through it hour by hour. Should push through San Antonio, I would say around 2, 3, 4 a.m. So while you're sleeping, and then while you're sleeping, it may produce an isolated storm. And also, I want to mention, if you are watching from Del Rio, Rock Springs, Uvalde, Hondo, Carrizo Springs, Eagle Pass, Cotulla, those areas along the Rio Grande, down I-35, west of Bexar County, have a better shot and opportunity at seeing numerous downpours and stronger thunderstorms. But as these storms move farther east, they'll decay and they'll weaken substantially. And you'll see by 5 a.m. tomorrow morning, there's likely going to be some light rain in the city around the rush hour, 6, 7 a.m. So please, if you're getting out to work or school tomorrow morning, if you have plans to be out around 6, 7, 8 a.m. early, you're going to want to leave a little extra early, account for the time, and account for some of the rain that will be out there. Now, this is just a forecast model, so it's not pinpointing the exact movement and location of these storms, but it's going to let you know that there will be rain around tomorrow morning between about 4 a.m. and I would say mid-morning, probably 10 a.m. A lot of this activity should start to die out and move farther south. I would say around the lunch hour. If you're traveling to Corpus Christi anytime tomorrow or towards the coast, towards the valley, McAllen, Edinburgh, anywhere near the coastal bend, Georgia, West Beeville, they have a better chance at seeing more widespread activity and thunderstorms in the forecast. By tomorrow night, 8, 9 p.m. after sundown, things quiet down. We're looking at partly cloudy skies and then temperatures falling into the upper 50s early Tuesday. Tuesday will stay partly cloudy, if not mostly sunny. And then as we clear out late Tuesday and early Wednesday, that's when temperatures are going to really plummet in the overnights. When you have clear skies in place by the middle of next week, the drier air, the lower humidity, and the cooler filtering in, that's going to help drop that. Meantime, for your Monday, take a look at the best chance at rain may adjust this, but take a look. We'll stay pretty much in the 60s all day. We'll likely hit a high around 72 to 73, sometime either in the morning or maybe in the early afternoon. We'll have to see how this air mass kind of moves in. But tomorrow, regardless, cloudy, damp, a little rain, especially in the morning, and then rain coverage should trend down towards the evening hours. And notice the winds tomorrow from the north-northeast in the wake of the front, 15 to 25 miles an hour. Sundown will be around 7 o'clock tomorrow night under cloudy skies. And again, the best chance at rain will be primarily in the morning hours. How much rain are we looking at? And as previously mentioned, heaviest and highest rain totals will be west and southwest of Bexar County. You'll see from Cotulla to Carrizo Springs, anywhere along the Rio Grande and towards the southwest portion of Maverick County and Zapata County. We're looking at totals upwards of 2 to 3 inches of rain southwest of San Antonio. Around Bexar County, the average likely going to be maybe between 100th to maybe 1/4 of an inch of rainfall. There's going to be a lot of folks that don't see much rain tomorrow. However, higher totals out west, less totals out east. Storms will develop out near the Rio Grande early tomorrow morning, pre-dawn, and they'll start to weaken in strength and pretty much rain themselves out by sunrise tomorrow morning. But some localized heavy downpours could produce up to 1/10 to 1/4 of an inch very quickly. And that's the big takeaway. Highest totals out west with less trending rain totals out east. 7-day forecast, take a look from 91 today to 73 tomorrow. We're trending cooler in the afternoons on Tuesday. Look at that. We'll actually remain likely in the 60s, upper 60s near 70 Tuesday, partly cloudy skies, likely going to clear sometime on Tuesday. And the rest of the 7-day, picture perfect. You can see how nice it's going to be. Big takeaway, though, obviously tomorrow morning's rainfall, 70% coverage, numerous morning showers. The evening should be more quiet, if not just mostly cloudy. A high of 73 tomorrow. And big takeaway, Wednesday morning, around 45 in the city, lower 40s in the hill country. Thursday morning, upper 40s, highs near 78. So I'd say between Tuesday and Thursday, I mean, that's real fall weather for South Texas, and then temperatures start to rebound slowly by Friday and Saturday. We're back to more of a South Texas weather pattern. By the weekend, where highs will be in the middle 80s, in the mornings in the 50s, so still somewhat of a nice pattern by this time next weekend. But yeah, again, Tuesday through Thursday, perfect. Set your alarm. It's going to be nice and comfortable by the early morning hours, and it's going to be, for some, a little chilly, so keep that in mind, especially if you are sensitive to the cold weather. Wednesday morning 45, and then Thursday morning around 48 degrees. So it's looking pretty good. And best chance at rain will be in the early morning hours. Happy Sunday, Shell, and hello everybody. Jacob, you can send your photos to the KENS 5 app. Just download it at the App Store, and you can actually submit your photos, your weather photos, that way. Will the front reach Corpus Christi tomorrow as well? Yeah, so it should reach Corpus, I would say, probably around 9:30 to 10 tomorrow morning. San Antonio sometime around 2, 3 a.m. in the overnight. So pretty much after midnight, it'll push through San Antonio and then push through Corpus Christi, the coastline, probably around 9, 10 a.m. tomorrow morning. So that's the big takeaway. What else? Time to take out some layers. Yes. So, yeah, your winter shorts, Roy. Yeah, man. Because, like, in the afternoons, it's fine, right? 72 is perfect. But in the mornings, you'll want probably a sweater, right? Especially Wednesday morning and Thursday morning and the late nights. It's just going to feel nice. I wouldn't call this super cold or cold at all, but in the mornings, especially midweek, it'll be a little chilly, and then highs again. In the afternoons, just nearly nice, nearly perfect. Near 72 on Wednesday, 68 on Tuesday, and near 80 on Thursday. And keep in mind, lower humidity and then breezy winds. Oh, it's going to feel very, very nice. Coming down in Dallas this morning. Yeah, pushed through North Texas earlier today and the Red River, but now it's pushing through Central Texas, pretty much between Austin and the Hill Country. That's where it's pushing through right now, and should push through San Antonio sometime after midnight through about 2 and 3 a.m. Oh, yeah. Just a little. Perfect, perfect. All right. Hey there, Jacob, and hey there, Pete. Yes, San Antonians wear sweaters when it's 70 degrees. Yeah. I mean, we don't really get this weather, right? I mean, so anytime it happens, you know, you want to take it in. So tomorrow, 73. I mean, some people are going to wear sweaters. You know, let them do it because it's going to be a different pattern. We're usually in the 90s. I mean, The last 2 weeks have been in the 80s and 90s. The mornings have been fine, but finally it's going to feel a little bit more like fall next week. So get ready, guys. We'll leave it on the forecast for a little bit longer. Enjoy it while you can, and enjoy between tomorrow through Thursday. That'll be nearly perfect weather, and then we're back to the same old 83 to 85 to near 90 degrees next Sunday. Partly cloudy, mostly sunny. Enjoy the next few days. It's going to be nice and fall-like, and then back to more of a springtime pattern by next weekend.